In the farthest reaches of the universe, where human colonies clung to the edges of barren resource worlds, Cade worked in the harsh shadows of a scrapyard. His workshop was perched on the edges of Casari 9, a wilderness planet on the outskirts of known space where the law was as thin as the atmosphere, and survival relied more on grit than luck. Leo wasn't a warrior, nor an adventurer, just a damn good mechanic, if anyone bothered to ask. Casari 9 was a salvage planet, orbiting the remains of a long-forgotten battlefield littered with debris from ancient wars between powerful alien civilizations. It was here that salvage crews made their best finds, uncovering the remnants of alien tech, broken starship engines, and ancient weaponry. And Leo was the go-to guy for reviving those relics, bringing dead machines back to life, so they could be auctioned off to the highest bidder. But today's find was different. Very different. The calm crackled to life in Leo's workshop, the voice of R.A., one of the colony's top salvagers, filling the room. "Leo, you're going to want to see this. We found something big, bigger than anything we've pulled in before." Leo wiped the sweat from his brow and leaned back from the starship engine he'd been elbow-deep in for hours. "Define big, R.A. If it's another busted fusion core, count me out." "Not a fusion core." Ra's voice crackled with excitement. "A guardian predator." For a moment, Leo thought he misheard. "You're joking." "Dead serious. It's half buried in one of the deep pits outside the city. It's damaged, but mostly intact. The board wants you to check it out." Leo stood in stunned silence. A guardian predator wasn't just a war machine, it was a legend. Built by the Zari, an ancient race that vanished from the galaxy millennia ago. The towering war titans were designed to enforce order by eliminating any threat that disrupted the core worlds. A single guardian predator could obliterate entire fleets. They were feared and indestructible. And now one had been found, here on this forgotten colony world. "I'm on my way," Leo said, dropping his tools and grabbing his gear. When Leo arrived at the salvage site, his breath caught in his throat. The guardian predator lay slumped over, half submerged in the rocky soil of the pit. Its massive frame was covered in black and red armor plating, singed and broken from what looked like a brutal battle. Plants and vines had grown over parts of its body, as though nature itself had tried to reclaim the machine. Even in its fallen state, the predator was colossal, standing over 50 feet tall when fully upright. Its once gleaming metallic skin was dulled by centuries of exposure to the elements. The massive cannon mounted on its shoulder was shattered, its deadly muzzle clogged with dirt and moss. A pair of faintly glowing red eyes stared out from its head, barely flickering now. The salvage crew had set up a perimeter around it, keeping their distance. No one dared approach too closely. These machines didn't stop working unless something catastrophic happened. Leo approached, his eyes tracing over the enormous form. "It's a guardian predator all right," he muttered, his fingers already itching to open it up, to figure out what made it tick and what had happened to it. R.A. stood beside him, arms crossed. "Looks like it's been here for centuries, maybe longer. There's no record of a battle here involving predators. It must have been abandoned or lost during some ancient war." Leo slowly circled the machine, inspecting its damaged armor and exposed inner workings. His gaze was drawn to the massive chest plate, which had been torn open by some unimaginable force. Inside was a tangled mess of wires, broken circuits, and organic material, something that seemed to pulse faintly deep within. The Zari were known for their use of biomechanical technology, blending flesh with machinery in ways humanity still couldn't fully understand. "This is incredible," Leo murmured, more to himself than anyone else. "Can you fix it?" R.A. asked, her voice laced with both hope and fear. Leo stepped back, evaluating the machine. "I don't know. This thing is more than just a machine. If it was purely mechanical, maybe, but with this biological tech, it's going to take some serious work, but I'll give it a shot." Back in his workshop, Leo began the painstaking process of dismantling parts of the guardian predator, hauling pieces of its intricate machinery and biomechanical systems into the shop, one part at a time. He had rigged up a power generator to the predator's systems to start diagnostics, But every time he tried to engage the dormant core, he was met with static and failure. It was as if something deep inside the machine was locked away, refusing to be accessed. Weeks passed as Leo worked on the Predator in secret. He repaired its power core, replaced some of the armor plating, and reconnected the neural links between its various systems. Every time he thought he was close to waking the machine, it resisted him. Then, one night, something changed. Leo was deep inside the Predator's chest cavity, trying to restore a final connection to the AI core. Sparks flew as he welded wires, bridging the gap between the ancient tech and his jury-rigged setup. Sweat dripped down his face as he worked, the hours melting away into the middle of the night. Just as he connected the last wire, a surge of energy pulsed through the machine. The faint red optics on the Predator's face flickered again, glowing brighter than before. Then, to Leo's utter shock, a voice, a low, mechanical growl, rumbled from deep within the machine. "Who are you?" Leo's heart skipped a beat, his hands freezing in place. The voice echoed through the workshop, metallic but filled with an intelligence that was undeniably alive. He slowly pulled his head out of the chest cavity, staring up at the towering machine. I'm Leo," he stammered, his voice barely a whisper. "I'm a mechanic. I'm trying to fix you." The Predator's eyes glowed more intensely now, locking onto Leo with terrifying precision. "Why?" The question hung in the air like a blade, slicing through the silence. Leo swallowed hard, unsure how to respond. "Because you were broken." The Predator's voice softened, almost questioning. "Broken, yes. I was betrayed." The word sent a chill down Leo's spine. Betrayed? Machines didn't talk like that. They weren't supposed to understand concepts like betrayal, much less express them. Yet here it was something ancient and filled with pain. Before Leo could respond, the red optics dimmed again, and the machine fell silent. But it wasn't the same dead mass it had been before. Something deep inside the Predator had stirred. Something old. Something dangerous. Leo took a deep breath, stepping away from the machine. He had come to fix a broken war machine. What he had found was something far stranger and far more alive than he had ever imagined.